Welcome to Dunndark.
And welcome back to Go Curry, my first trip to Curry. Last time we met up with Maho at the airport as she was coming back to Japan, and as she tried to hide the reason she was in Japan in the first place from Okabe, which was pretty funny. Now we're back playing as Suzu, trying to spy on Daru's date here. We're going to see if this scene is any different than in the previous ending. Anyways.
About half the seats at Go Curry were full. It was Sunday, but it was also after 2 p.m., and so the lunchtime rush was over. Suzu was sitting at the restaurant's far edge, a baseball cap pulled down over her face. She was hiding her face with the cap and carefully watching a couple sitting nearby. A cheerful employee put down 2 giant silver plates, or trays more accurately, in front of him. Suzu could see the other customers looking at them and whispering. The couple really stood out after all. The man was a giant, who looked like he ate major curry all the time, but the woman was slim, pretty, and looked very kind. The combination of the huge man and the slim woman was as unbalanced as a combination of pretty girl and major curry. The major curry was big. It was huge. Suzu knew from experience. The massive silver trays were loaded with rice and curry, and topped with not 1, but 2 fried cutlets, fried shrimp, sausage, a boiled egg, and a mountain of cabbage. Honestly, if I could get major curry, that sounds really good. I wish I could get some of that. Like, on a day where, I haven't, maybe, I missed breakfast and I'm, starving, I'd, go straight for the major curry. That sounds that'd be great. There were 2 or 3 times as much curry as you'd find in a normal dish, and the toppings were just as big. Even a growing young boy would find it hard to eat them all. 3 dots. Suzu was irritated. You know, you don't go for major curry on the first date. Clearly. The Beauty and the Beast couple that was Suzu, that Suzu was watching, of course, was Itaru and Yuki. In the morning, they had gone to see a movie in Yurakucho, maybe? And then they come to Akiba and gone straight to Gogo Curry. Okay, so you go for a movie and then for dinner. They say you should always go for a movie and then for dinner, and not the other way around, because going for the movie first gives you something to talk about at dinner. You know, if you don't want to actually talk about important, things or open up about yourself, because, if it's one of your first dates, it's a little too soon for that. So you go to the movie, you see the movie, and then you go and you have your old dinner date, and then you can talk about, oh yeah, I like the part where he jumped out of the helicopter or whatever, that kind of thing. Suzu had followed them the whole time. That's why she couldn't believe Itaru's choice of date spots. She clutched her spoon tight and gritted her teeth. Suzu knew next to nothing about Japanese youth culture in 2011, and even she knew it was a bad idea. To be fair, I know almost next to nothing about Japanese youth culture in 2011 too, of course. Who knew exactly what was going through Yuki's mind? Or so Suzu thought. But... Surprisingly, Yuki was ignoring the people around her, and innocently enjoying the huge curry.
天音もし食べきれなかったら僕が食べてあげるですから。はい、
ありがとうございます。けどこれでも私結構いけるんですよ。
そうですか。びっくりです。
実はいつもお店の外でメニューだけ見てて、 一度食べてみたかったんですよね。連れてきてもらえて嬉しいです。
それは実に良かったですよ。
お
Suzu had evidently worried about for nothing, but she still realized that Itaru was acting strangely. Ever since he'd come out of the movie theater, he was walking and talking strangely. Instead of his usual hunched posture, he was forcing himself to stand up straight. His every movement seemed oddly forced, as if he were a broken robot. And he downed glass after glass of water. Remember to stay hydrated.
ごめんなさい。私にもお水のおかわりを。
はいはい、どうぞ。
ありがとうございます。
Itaru poured water into Yuki's cup. Suzu had a bad feeling. And she was right. Itaru was moving so awkwardly that he almost spilled water on her hand. Yeah, you do not spill water on your date's hand. It's like the #1 thing you do not do on a date.
大丈夫ですか？
ええ、ちょっと手が濡れただけですから。それより早く食べましょう。
Wait, I'm confused. He almost spilled water, but her hand still got wet? I'm kind of confused. That doesn't make any sense, but whatever. Yuki quickly wiped down the table with her handkerchief and grabbed the fork and spoon. There were stars in her eyes.
それじゃあいただきます。
いただきます。
Yuki seemed to be really enjoying her meal, but Itaru was very formal and quiet. He was taking little nibbles out of a piece of fried cutlet like a squirrel eating a nut. The whole time, they weren't saying a word.
一体何をやってるんだ父さんは。あんなんじゃ母さんに愛想つかされちゃうよ。
She decided to send him a message on Rhine, telling him to get his act together, and she's just taking out her phone when...
はい、メジャーカレールーマシー、お待たせしました。
A huge plate was laid out in front of her. The other customers started murmuring again. Come to think of it, when she'd followed him into the restaurant, she'd order her usual major curry with extra roe, and then forgotten about it. Now everyone is focusing on her. In a small shop like this, it was suicide.
あら
Just as she had expected, her eyes met Yuki's.
鈴葉さん、いたんですか？偶然だね、ゆきさん、兄さん。
It's like some weird Back to the Future stuff going on.
声かけてくれればよかったのに。いや、気がつかなかったんだよ、全然。
She realized that she should probably leave, but she couldn't go without at least taking a bite of the major curry in front of her. Her experiences in the war had left her completely unable to waste food. She felt Yuki and Itaru staring at her as she reluctantly picked up her spoon.
とまあ、そういうことなんで、二人ともごゆっくり。
Anyways, yeah, you two enjoy yourselves. I'll see you next time. Oh. It's like me trying to close out a video. Her only choice was to finish the extra large curry as soon as possible. She couldn't let herself be in the way. But instead, Yuki came over and picked up Suzu's plate.
すみません、店員さん。お友達なんですけど、席を移ってもいいでしょうか？
はい、どうぞ。
OK ですって。一緒に食べましょうよ。ちょっと、なんでって、ほら、鈴葉さんもメジャーカレーじゃないですか。これはぜひ勝負せねばと思って。はあ？審判は橋田さんにやってもらいましょう。
And before Suzu could respond, Yuki had moved her plate over to their table.
いや、
She
She had no choice but to follow, but before she sat down, she whispered into Yuki's ear.
デート中なんだよね。あ、そうです。デート中です。改めて言われると照れますね。
Aww.
ね
Naru. Itaru didn't react at all, even though she was sure he'd overheard that.
私、デートとかしたことないから詳しくないんだけどさ。
Same.
デート中に
I know
他
that
の女
feeling.
とカレーの早食い対決したりするもんなの？
Is it normal to have a curry speed eating contest with another girl in the middle of a date? That's a good question. Please leave a comment below if you think that's normal or not.
さあ、どうでしょう。でもほら、アニメとかコミックスとかにそういうのありません？
That's fair. You do see that kind of stuff a lot in anime and manga.
お兄ちゃんを取られたくない妹が彼女さんに向かって勝負だみたいなの。
Yes, you see that. For some reason, Yuki seemed incredibly enthused. We have to do the trope thing. Come on, it'd be fun. We should do that. Suzu was overwhelmed by her energy.
知らないってば。
Like Abed from Community here.
そういうものなの？兄さん。
But even when she turned to Itaru for help, he just awkwardly sat there, eating his curry like a robot.
兄さん？
He awkwardly turned his head to face her. The rest of him stayed completely still.
な
Freaky.
んか言った。
どうしたのさ？なんかおかしいよ。
どうもしてないお。おかしくないお。
おお。
Suzu glanced back at Yuki. And for the first time, Yuki looked concerned. In the end, Yuki and Suzu did have the curry eating contest, and surprisingly, both of them completely finished their meals. Suzu won by a very small margin, but the battle was exciting enough that not only the other customers, but the staff as well, were applauding at the end. But the whole time, Itaru kept eating by himself. This is what there wasn't even a conversation, let alone a date. She sent Itaru home alone. Ouch. Part of her wanted to demand Itaru explain himself right now. But she decided to talk to Yuki instead. She tried her best to avoid Yuki so far, in order to keep her identity a secret, but it was July now. Oh yeah, this part where Yuki says she has no idea what she's doing with her life. She would be gone from this era very soon. This might be your last chance to talk to Yuki at all.
鈴葉さんがいてくれて助かりました。
Yuki sighed a little after Itaru left.
私、もしかしたら気に障るようなことをしちゃったのかもしれません。
Was it something I said?
橋田さん、私といてもあんまり楽しくないみたいだったから。
Aww, don't say that.
単に緊張してただけじゃないかな。でも映画を見る前は楽しそうにお話ししてくれてたんですよ。それが映画の後はすっかりよそよそしくなってしまって。
What movie did you guys see? Jeez.
私、何か間違っちゃったのかな。カレー屋さんに連れて行ってもらったのも私のリクエストだったんですけど、ずっとあの調子だったからさすがにちょっと困ってしまって、それで偶然お店にいた鈴葉さんに助けを求めたというわけです。
Aww. What had happened inside the theater? Suzu hadn't followed them inside. She spent 2 hours killing time outside. No, what you have to do is you get a seat at the top row and you stare at them the whole movie. That's the way you do it.
あのさ、
You know, like when you're like,
you know, like when a parent lets their kids go to a movie with their friends, but you don't want to leave them in the theater all by themselves, you know. They can't be unsupervised, so you get a seat at the top of the theater, just, you know, keeping an eye on them.
ユキさんはなんで兄さんのこと好きになったの？
I mean, jeez, why would anyone like him?
いや、私が言うのもなんだけど、あんまりモテるタイプじゃないじゃん、兄さんって。
Well, her eyes got huge there.
鈴葉さんはお兄さんのことどう思います？私？好きですか？嫌いですか？好きですよね。見ていればわかります。まあ、
There were parts of him that she didn't like, but of course, she loved her dad.
って私のことは別にどうでもいいじゃないか。それでユキさんは？私はまだ好きかどうかもよくわからないです。
So sad.
そっか。
Not only had Itaru not told Yuki he liked her, this was still their first date, and they hadn't spoken that much before either. She hadn't even reached the point where she saw him as a member of the opposite sex. For almost a year, Suzu had stayed with him, and she, Mayuri, and Ferris had done everything they could do to get them together. But there hadn't been any real progress. Suzu felt uneasy when she thought about the future. Maybe her dad wouldn't be her dad anymore. Maybe her mom wouldn't be her mom anymore. Dad and mom wouldn't be together. She imagined that future.
そんなの嫌だ。
She looked straight into Yuki's eyes.
私さ、もうすぐここからいなくなるんだ。
Aww.
ちょっと遠いところに引っ越すんだよね。そうなんですか？多分戻ってこないと思う。心配なんだ。父さん、兄さんのこと。だからさ、ユキさん、こんなこと私が頼むのもおかしな話なんだけど。
And then she bowed deeply.
橋田至をよろしくお願いします。
There's no answer from Yuki. Suzu looked up, afraid, and tried to gauge the expression on her face. She looked kind of lonely, and kind of sad.
私はどうしたいんでしょうね。
Yuki whispered, and then Suzu.
もうどうするんだよ。これじゃ破局の危機だよ。まだ始まってもいないけど。
As soon as she got back to the lab, she yelled at her useless father.
うおー、すずはごめんな。箸だけはもうダメなんだお。
しょぼくれてるんじゃない。シャレじゃ済まないんだ。とりあえず今日はなんであんな態度を取ったのかしっかり説明して。今朝出かけるときはあんなに楽しそうだったじゃないか。母さんだって映画の途中までは普通だったって言ってたし。一体何があったの？
いや、それがさ、聞いてくれよ。映画の座席って狭いじゃん。だから僕、天音氏の邪魔にならないようにと思ってできるだけ椅子の端っこに寄って座ってたんだよね。
Yeah, right. Yeah, movie theater seats are cramped? What are you talking about? Nowadays we have recliners and stuff.
そしたら椅子がベキっていって壊れそうになって。
Well, we didn't in 2011. It's true.
で慌てて体を支えようとして肘掛けを掴んだんだけど、それが肘掛けじゃなくて天音のその手だったんだお。
Oh, hand holding. That's really inappropriate. We all know that.
うん。そんなこと母さん一言も言ってなかったけど。
嘘じゃないよ。あの柔らかい感触は肘掛けのはずがない。女の子の手に決まってる。
そう。
ただ僕、女の子と手をつなぐなんて2次元ならともかく3次元じゃほとんど経験なくて。
それでどうしたの？
天音し優しいからさ、僕を傷つけないようにと思ったのか、その手を振りほどかないんだお。僕ってこの体型じゃん。手汗とかかきまくりじゃん。ベッタベッタになるわけじゃん。なのに天音し何にも言わずそのままで。
Oh.
なんかそれからすごく意識するようになっちゃって。
ああ、なるほどね。それであんなにポンコツになってたのか。
So he just got very self-conscious, I guess.
天音もきっと心の中でキモいうざい話せ変態って思ってたに違いないよ。
母さんはそんな人間じゃないよ。
In fact, from the way she was acting, she probably thought she upset him somehow. The problem was what she'd said.
私はどうしたいんでしょうね。
What did she mean by that?
母さんがわからない。
鈴葉、こうなったら母さんのことは諦めて僕と二人で仲良く生きていこう。
言ってることがめちゃくちゃだよ。そもそも私はどうやって生まれてくればいいんだ。
でも無理だって。
父さんが頑張らないでどうするの？このピンチをチャンスに変えるんだよ。
She grabbed her father by the collar and shook him.
出ないと。
She remembered how sad Yuki was when they had said goodbye.
出ないと取り返しがつかないことになるよ。
ですよね。
And then she heard a car park in front of the lab.
到着だにゃ。お疲れ様でした。
Oh hey, it's actually different now. There we go. I guess is Maho coming over then? Along with Ferris and everyone. Is that the limo? She recognized the voice coming from below the open window.
お、フェイリスさんの声じゃね？
Suzu let go of Itaro's collar and moved over to the window. Below, she saw a group of people she knew. Ritaro Okabe, Mayuri Shina, Ferris Nyanyan. Nice CG. Not CG. Character, portrait, whatever, you know what I mean. And Maho Hiyajo, too.
ヒヤジョーさん、もう到着してたのか。でもなんでオカリンおじさんたちと一緒なんだろう。
And then she gave a start and turned back towards the room.
まずいよ、それ出しっぱなし。
Oh, the time leap machine. Oh. Yeah, they should put that away. Okabe might see that what they're working on. Suzu pointed to the desk in the development room, where the phone wave, named subject to change, Unit 02, was sitting.
あ、やばいやばい、覚醒。
オキドキ。
Okie dokie. If nothing else, this meant that Maho Hiyajo was coming to the future gadget lab. Suzu hoped that this meant the work on the phone wave would get back on track. Right. There we go. So that's the new chapter there. Huh. Interesting. Oh my god. What was this? Should I cut it off here for a cliffhanger? Nah, let's keep going. There was a small explosion, and the room filled with smoke.
窓開けて。
ゲホゲホゲホ、大きいゲホドキ。
Maho crawled out of the living room. Tara rushed to open the window, and she heard a man who was probably the building's owner yell up at them.
おい、ハチだ。今の音は何だ。おめえ、テロでも起こす気か。通報するぞ。
さて、電子レンジが爆発したんですよ。
Tara poked his head out the window and apologized to the man below. It took a minute, but the owner was finally satisfied, and the argument ended. So this is a new chapter.
それにしてもビビった。
As Tara wiped away the sweat, she saw that his face and his clothes were both covered in soot.
ビビったじゃないわよ。
Maho was no different. Some of her hair had been burnt off, and the white lab coat she'd gone through all that trouble to get had turned pitch black.
どういうことか説明して。なぜいきなり煙を吹いたの？
電子レンジが原因だと思われ、粗大ゴミで捨てられてたのを拾ってきたやつだから、どこかしようとしたのかも。
拾ってきたって、あなたね。私たちが作ろうとしているのは人類史に名を残すレベルの大発明なのよ。なのになんで粗大ゴミを部品に使っているの？
Aren't they wearing lab coats like the first game?
業務用の電子レンジは高いのだぜ。
信じられない。私のクレジットカードを使ってもいいからなんとかしなさい。
Maho didn't have that much money, but this was no time to be cheap.
それは助かるよ。
Maho wiped her sweaty, soot-covered face with a towel. The white towel turned black immediately.
もう我慢で
Gonna
き
need
な
some
いわ。
bleach.
エアコンを入れるわよ。
それは無理。電話レンジカッコ仮2号機と一緒に稼働させるとブレーカーが落ちるんで。つうかそのエアコン電気代がとんでもないことになるから1日1時間しか使うの禁止って言ったっしょ。
Well, I mean, the microwave's broken right now. I mean, I'm not gonna trip a breaker. These working conditions were abysmal. Was Kurisu really able to create the time leap machine under these circumstances? Just thinking about it gave her even more respect for Kurisu.
わかったわよ。でも髪まですすまみれだからシャワーを借りたいのだけれど。
どうぞどうぞ。
もしちょっとでも覗くような真似をしたらすぐに鈴葉さんに連絡するから、そのつもりで。
そんなことしないって。
For some reason, Itaru responded to Maho's warning by sighing and slumping his shoulders.
つうか僕は今そういう冗談に付き合っていられるほど心の余裕はないよ。
Maho hadn't meant it as a joke. She was extremely serious.
昇進の僕は今週はエロゲすら立ってる状態なんで。
Aww. Poor Taru. She heard from Suzu that the day she'd arrived in Japan, Itaru had screwed up bad on a date. Oh yeah, fair. It was true that Itaru was a lot quieter than his usual self. Mayuri had even said that Daru not playing H games must have been an omen for some impending natural disaster. But either way, she didn't have the time for his negativity, so she mostly ignored him and went to the shower room. Since Suzu used the shower regularly, it was relatively clean. There was a good selection of body soap and shampoo, and Suzu told her she could use it if she liked.
まったくせっかくの七夕だっていうのになんでこんなすすまみれになってないといけないのかしら
That day was indeed Tanabata, if that's how you say it. Actually, Maho had been secretly looking forward to this day. Since she'd lived in America for so long, she was interested in Japan's traditional summer holiday. She was especially interested in the famous story of Orihime and Hikoboshi, and the custom of writing down wishes and hanging them from bamboo. Okay, let's butcher some pronunciations. Hikoboshi is a man who lived... It appears in that legend of Tanabata. In Japan, Altair, whatever, the brightest star in the constellation Aquila is known as the summer Hikoboshi star. Oh, this is where the name of the chapter comes from. The star Vega is separated from Altair by the Milky Way, and the legend says that only Tanabata can cross it and come together. This was originally a Chinese legend. Okay, so I can double butcher the pronunciations there. Okay, that's nice. And Orihime, a girl who appears in this same legend. The star Vega in the constellation Lyra is known as Orihime's star. She was the daughter of the Emperor of Heaven and was given the name, which means weaving princess, because of her mastery of the loom. She was married to Hikoboshi, but the Emperor of Heaven decreed that they would only be allowed to meet once a year on July 7th in the old Japanese calendar. I see. Huh. Interesting. Since she was here, she wanted some way to try writing down a wish too. She didn't want to bring it up herself, because she didn't want anyone else thinking of her as childish. But Mayuri, Ferris, and the other girls seemed like they'd want to do something like that. Part of her had hoped they'd invite her too. That's why it hurt so much to be spending so much of the hot summer afternoon in the lab with Hitaru covered in soot. Okay, so there's a holiday she was looking forward to, but right now she's just having a bad time. I get it. Poor Maho. She was thinking about that as she washed herself off, when... she could hear Hitaru calling from outside. Uh-oh.
何よまさか本気で覗くつもりこのドアをちょっとでも開いてみなさい泣いちゃうから
I'll cry. That was the time for being cute.
今マユシから連絡あったもしかするとオカリンがこっち来るかも
Oh.
岡部さんが
Maho's mind started to race. She'd been told that Okabe rarely came to the lab anymore. In fact, after he dropped her off here on the first day, he hadn't even come by once. That's why she felt safe going in and out of the lab, but...
電話レンジカッコ仮2号機は隠しといたけど僕らがやってる研究のことバレないように気をつけて
わかったというか私ここにいたらまずいじゃない
Yeah, she shouldn't even be there if, you know, she's indeed spending time with family in Okinawa.
フェイリスさんのマンションに戻って隠れていないと
なんで
だって本来なら私は今頃沖縄にいるはずなのよ
That's how she'd explained her visit to Okabe. If he found out she was working on the phone wave with Hitaru, there would be trouble.
そうだったじゃあ急いで出てきて
あなたがそこにいたら出られないでしょ
After she was sure Hitaru was gone, she quickly washed off the bubbles from the body soap off her body. That's where body soap goes, is on your body, yes. Her long hair still wasn't dry, but there wasn't enough time for that. She wiped off herself with the towel, and she was about to leave the shower room, when she heard the door open.
Yo, dare?
Awkward. He was here already?
She quickly shut the door to the shower room again, but then she looked down and saw that she was naked, as you are when you take showers. Her clothes were lying on the floor past the door. Oh, I see. The shower room's too small to have your clothing there and stay dry. That's part of the whole problem with the shower room, being tiny. There was no way she could get them without Okabe seeing her. In fact, having Maho's clothing on the floor there would look kind of weird, wouldn't it? Like, in general? Her only choice was to stay hidden, completely undressed, and wait for him to leave. It's like some kind of horror movie scenario. Hiding in the shower.
でもこんなのすごくなんていうかそわそわして落ち着かない。
Okay. Well, that's neat.
Yo, Daru.
And on that, okay, I think I'll cut it off there. That's a cliffhanger for you. Will Maho be found out? Find out next time on Steins Gate 0.